Hey, my name's Ian from Cykel Bike Shop, and today we're going to show you guys how to do some flat repair trailside. So, some of the most important things that you'd want to carry on your pack or on your person while you're out riding is going to be a multi-tool. This is going to be number one, probably the most important thing to keep with you to help you take your wheels off or do any trail adjustments on the side. The second most important thing is going to be a tube, and that you're going to want to make sure fits your bike. You're going to need something to help you take your tire off. Now, a tire lever is an excellent way to kind of save your fingers and make that process a heck of a lot easier. Now, once you have your tire off and you're ready to inflate your tube or tubeless setup, you're going to need something to do that with. And a few common options are going to be a hand pump, just like this, that can mount to your frame via bottle cage mounts, or a CO2 cartridge. So in the unfortunate event that you happen to get a flat, whether that might be from a rock or a mischievous person deflating your tires, you have the unfortunate event where your tire goes flat out on the trail, whether it's a mysterious person or it was a rock. Either way, it still sucks. So now you're going to need to want to fix it. So the first step, because we don't have a bike stand out here, is going to be to put it upside down so that way you kind of make your own bike stand. From there, you're going to want to shift your bike into its lowest gear to make it easier to get the rear wheel off. Depending on what kind of bike you have and what you might be riding, you're going to have perhaps a few different kind of dropouts. So this one here is called a quick release. So what you'll want to do is undo it in the back here, loosen it slightly, pull the derailleur back, and lift up. Boom, your wheel's off. Now, some bikes are going to have what's called a through axle, and your through axle might have a lever like this one does here, or it might have a 6mm Allen bolt, so that's why you're going to want to have your multi-tool on hand. So with that, you're going to want to unthread it here, just like so, and then you should be able to pull it straight out and take your wheel off that way. You are going to want to be able to get your tire off. Now, whether you're tubeless or tubed, this is mostly the same process, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to peel back on the tire like this, and what's called breaking the bead. And so you're actually pulling the bead of this tire, which is this little lip here, off the lip of the wheel. So now you're going to want to use your tire lever to pull this off. So you're going to want to stick it in the inside of the tire just like so. Grab it with a firm grip, pull back, and just lightly run the lever across. Boom, now you're open. If you have a Presta valve, you're going to want to unscrew the stem nut here and drop it, but don't litter, so pick it up. And then you're going to want to just pull it out and pull your tube out like so. Now you are ready, nearly ready for the tube installation. The next thing you want to look for is you're going to want to comb the insides of the tire with your hands and your fingers, and you're going to want to look for any potential sharp objects that may have punctured the tire and caused the flat. All right, now that you got your fresh tube ready to go, you're going to want to use your handy dandy hand pump, and you're going to thread it onto the valve. And a very useful tip that'll make this easier and help with flats while doing installation. Then you'll want to pump up until your tube has a little bit of shape. Your tube is inflated just slightly. You're going to want to keep that side of the bead open and set your tire in like so. And then make sure that your tube and your tube valve nut are in straight. Then you're going to want to pick up your little nut that you dropped earlier, and you're not going to litter, so you're going to pick it up. You're going to tighten this down, and now you're ready to install the bead. The best place to start is going to be right in the center at the valve. So you're going to want to just kind of work that into the bead from here. And then you're going to use your thumbs and run the tire down. Now you'll just be approaching the bottom, the end of getting this tire on, and you're just going to push real good with your thumbs, and it should snap on perfectly. Now that you've got that snapped on, you're going to want to just peel back the bead slightly, and you're going to want to do a whole loop of the whole wheel, and you're going to want to check in case that tube could be pinched with the bead of the tire, in between the bead of the tire and the wheel. If you inflate it while it's like that, you will definitely flat your tube again. Alrighty, now that your tire is mounted, you need to inflate it with air so you can get back home. Now with that, you're going to want to get your handy dandy pump on there, and then get to work. All right, 8 years later, and without the help of an air compressor that I found in the woods, you're ready to put your tire back on the bike. So you're gonna do everything that you did to take it off just in reverse order. So first you're gonna wanna lift your wheel and you're gonna set that derailleur right in your last gear. Your easiest gear, excuse me. And then you'll drop it right in, tighten up your dropouts, flip your bike over, and you're ready to ride again.